everybody. Welcome to another video where I test things so you don't have to. And today I'm gonna test some Thanksgiving hacks because I said Thanksgiving weird. I'm gonna test some Thanksgiving hacks because this Thursday, in 2 days, is Thanksgiving here in the States. It started as a way to trick people into think that the natives just gave us the land, but really we murdered and slaughtered and tricked them all because we're evil. And this wasn't supposed to be a history lesson. Fast forward, now it's just a day where we eat food and give thanks for what we have. Now, I am not much of a cook, you might know that, but I do love a good hack. And I am an amazing sous chef. I will chop, peel, dice, cube, clean, boil, anything you want. So these hacks are actually perfect for me, because this is how to prep and store things, not really focusing on the whole cooking part of it. Although we are making mashed potatoes. You can also use these hacks anytime. It doesn't have to be for a Thanksgiving meal. It could just be for a huge meal or when you're cooking mashed potatoes. Who knows? So ready? Let's begin. Also the light. It's 3 p.m. Why is the sun setting? Why are you shining through my window and such? Okay, first hack. Gobble gobble. Is tricks to peel a potato easier. Now, I think we've done the hack where you blanch them, you like boil them with the skin on and then throw them in ice cold water and then the peel just comes right off. But that's not everyone's forte. That's not what people want to do. Oh my God, I have to put my hair up and put an apron on. How dare I do a freaking video in the kitchen without proper things? There's a hair. I did not know I was singing that song. I didn't realize that's what was going on until I was dancing to it. Nailed it. So normally, to peel a potato, you hold it, right? You hold it and you peel it. Such as that. It's not really hard to figure out. Peel. But one tip I will say, do it over the trash can or over a bag. Helps with the cleaning process. But this hack is saying, instead of holding it and risking your little fingies, don't do that. No one likes a piece of shaved skin in their mashed potatoes. It's just not the vibe, okay? We also don't want little droplets of blood anywhere. We also just don't want you in pain. These are the things we don't want. What we do want is a fork or a corkscrew. And you're going to stab your potato with such and hold it with that thing, one of these two things, in order to peel it. So, hold the fork and oh, I've also heard you're supposed to go back and forth. I don't find that as effective. I feel like I have less control of where I'm cutting. I like to just do it in very short spurts like this, and I feel like I get it all done that way. Okay, the fork seems to be working. Also, you're not getting your gross hands on the potato when you do it like this, and also, you're not getting your hands dirty from the dirt on the outside of the potato. Guys, this seems to be working. But now we have the problem of this little end bit. You gotta have to have a little strength to get it in and out. But you just hold it at the end. Boom, we have a peeled potato. Ladies and gentlemen, I liked that. Now, let's see if the corkscrew works. Now, my issue is my corkscrew is like this. I feel like that's gonna get in the way, but we'll try it. Maybe the corkscrew method is easier to get in and out because you don't have to use like extreme force with the fork. Let's try it. Guys, this is a fantastic method. I would save myself a lot of little nicks and knacks on my thumb and fingers. Fingers? I get so annoyed with myself sometimes. My brain thinks really fast. My mouth doesn't make the words. Also, my brain doesn't even think. It's either my brain works too fast or my brain isn't on. And my mouth is just doing what it wants. I couldn't tell you. This is a fantastic hack. Either stick it with a fork, stick it with a corkscrew. I don't really care. I actually think I like the fork better because I feel like I could see better. Okay, time for the dismount. Okay, this takes a lot less force to use a corkscrew because the fork you really gotta jam it in and then pull it out. gonna say yes to that business. What a way to do it. Because otherwise, don't worry, I have 4 potatoes, because I'm making a lot of mashed potatoes here. But otherwise, you're doing this, it works, but then when you go a little too fast, or you get distracted, or you're tired, one, your hand gets very dirty. Not very, just dirty enough to make your potato dirty. But then you have to switch. I mean, I'm pretty good at not nicking myself, but when you do a lot and you get lazy, you definitely end up hurting yourself. And also sometimes the potato slips and falls into the bag of peels. That's not cute. All right, hack definitely works. To the next. I don't know. Next hack. This, oh my God, is a trick slash hack on how to cut a butternut squash. Now apparently butternut squashes are difficult to cut. They're thick, they're big. It is what it is. Oh yeah. That's thick. That is hard to do. That is, okay. I feel weak. But the trick is, don't mess with the knife. Just roll the squash around. Genius! I have no idea how the butternuts are supposed to be cut, but it says, it seems kind of scary, but you just do this, and you won't be using a bunch of arm muscles. Just roll it. Roll the squash, roll the knife. There you go. And you don't have to be muscle man. So if someone's like, oh, it's too hard to cut, I'm so weak, you'd be like, psh, I got this. I'm strong in my mind. Absolutely genius. I just like doing it. I don't know why. It's kind of fun. Yeah, straight down does not work. You definitely have to roll it or the knife. Hack works. Careful. It's a little, you're like wiggling about, so be careful when you do it, but it definitely works. No. Good hack. Good. Next. This next hack has me boiling some potatoes because this hack is for when you accidentally make your mashed potatoes too watery. Like you add too much butter and too much, well, there's no such thing as too much butter. But when you add too much milk and you're like, oh, it's turned soupy, you just add a little bit of instant mashed potatoes and you're good to go. So I'm going to intentionally mess these up to see if we can, in fact, fix them. Now this requires you to have some instant potatoes at your house, but that's better than having to cook up more potatoes to add them to your mash. You're making mashed potatoes from scratch. You're just having a helping hand, really. This is just, it's like adding seasoning, okay? So let's make some mashed potatoes and get to it. Okay, so here we go. This, while it could be fine, it's just a little bit too soupy. Like it's just, it could be served, it's fine, but you're like, it's just a little, pepper. Honestly, it needs a little bit more butter. So what you do is apparently, you literally just add a little of this, sprinkle, sprinkle, mix it in, let's see if this saves it. It does look a little thicker. We're almost there. Sprinkle it like seasoning. No one will know. No one will. There we go. Add a little bit more because I'm gonna add a little bit of butter. I feel like it could be buttery. Oh, now we've got some fluffy mashed potatoes. That's the consistency you want. Yes! Oh my gosh. I'm honestly surprised it worked. Like I really wasn't expecting that. Again, I'm sorry about the shadows. It's winter and this is how the sun casts in my house the majority of the day. Guys, this is definitely a win. Just buy a box. Just buy a box. And then whatever Thanksgiving you're going to, just bring it with you. Buy this and have it in your car. So if you go to any Thanksgiving or any feast, and people are like, I messed up the mashed potatoes, I made them too soupy. You're like, I got you guys. And they're like, no, we don't want to make instant. You go, nah, just sprinkle, sprinkle, dinkle, dinkle, gobble, gobble. Next. Okay, this next hack is to help you store things in your fridge. Day of a feast, whether it's Thanksgiving or not, if you're the host or hostess or the cook and you have to take everything somewhere, your fridge will be stuffed to the brim. Now, what happens when you have a bowl like this? I should show you. Oh, that is taking up all this room. Look at how much space there is above that. You could put something there. And here's where the hack comes in. You take a cooling rack or a plate, whatever, you stick it on top of said bowl, and then you can use it as a shelf. Boom! Hold on, let's get in here. Can you see it? You'll be able to see it. 1 second. Don't look at the things in my fridge. You don't know. This feels very invasive for you to be in my fridge like this. Anyway, you just use this. Okay, you're like, oh, Rachel, you just done this. Right, because that happens to be the same size, right? But what if, you have this in here and you can't let anything touch it? Boom, it's on top of each other. Oh, you're like, oh, boom. You are creating a shelf with your cooling racks. And I think that's genius because we always host Friendsgiving and there's never any room and things get squished. Where are you supposed to put your deviled eggs? They will get squished. Things sometimes don't line up perfectly to be able to sit on each other. But the cooling racks, you're creating shelves. Genius. Genius! Get out of my fridge. Last hack. This is another storing hack. I hate the sun. I hate it so much. Why is this doing? Come here. Come here. We're going to a different part of my kitchen. It's fine. Whatever. This is the last hack. It's a storing hack. So this, if you have to travel with your food, or if you've run out of space to keep food warm, because sometimes people store it in the oven to keep it warm. People come like a potluck style. They're like, how do I keep my dish warm? Boom. A cooler that's meant to cool things. Not here, it isn't. What you can do is apparently line it with tin foil and it will keep things warm. And it also helps for when you're traveling. So I'm just gonna make a lot of noise, line this puppy with some tin foil, and then we're gonna put a bowl of mashed potatoes in here, and then keep a bowl of mashed potatoes outside of this, leave it for 10 minutes, and then we test to see the temperature of each bowl. We're doing a full science experiment here. I didn't do good at science in school, but I'm never gonna let that stop me from pursuing experiments as an adult. We need a little oven. I have an idea. We need to control as much as we possibly can. 2 identical Tupperwares. I dropped some. Oh, and another little hack my mom taught me. Hot mashed potatoes or warm mashed potatoes are actually easier to rinse off in cold water than in hot water. Just so you know. All right, filling them up. Yeah. I'm gonna be so sick of mashed potatoes come December 1st. All right, 1, 2. Now what we're gonna do, I love when I come up with experiments. I'm taking my meat thermometer. We're checking the temperature now. Here we go. 136 degrees. Beautiful. I don't want to put the lids on them because you're not supposed to put lids on hot things. So I'm putting one inside of here. Cover that. Close it up. And one we are leaving out. And we will set our timer for 10 minutes. Come back and check the degree. 136 was what we were at. Let's see who drops more, quicker, faster. Do it. Okay, the sun's behind my neighbor's house. Here we go. It's been 10 minutes. They're still warm, but I want to see if the temperature has changed at all. So here we go. We are at 128.8 is the temperature of that. Now let's see if the temperature in here is, oh, it feels hotter. Here we go. This is so weird. The bottom of this one feels hotter, but I'm actually getting a read, 122.7, 126.5. The one outside the cooler is warmer. What the heck? How's it even possible? 125.8, 120. Guys, the one outside the cooler is warmer. But that is so strange because the bottom of this is hotter than the bottom of this. The one in the cooler feels warmer to the touch, but the insides are cooler? In theory, this seems like a good idea. And gosh darn it, I'm gonna say that it still is. There was warmth inside of this. Okay, I'm sure that if you have multiple things, the heat will stay together. I'm just so confused by the temperature of these. Maybe because this was from the bottom of the pot and this was from the top of the pot, that the temperature already was different. I don't get it, you guys. I don't get it. I still think this is a good idea. The experiment was rigged. It was rigged somehow. I don't know. I'm just gonna be upset about this. I don't know what to tell you. I don't even know what to say. It didn't work, but I think it can. I think if you fill this with enough hot food, it will all stay warm together. Also, if you're just traveling, this is a good way to travel with your food because it's like a hard container. Things aren't gonna get squished. And you can also probably use your cooling racks inside, because that actually fits perfectly for me, as shelving layer units. I'm keeping this out for when we go to my sister's for Thanksgiving. Gosh darn it, I'm confused. I have nothing left to say. That's it for today. Thank you guys so much for joining. Oh, I also heard that if you are the one serving the mashed potatoes at your house, put your mashed potatoes in a crock pot or an Instapot. In an Instapot! And just hit the warm setting. Your mashed potatoes will stay warm for the evening because they go cold pretty fast when they just sit in their pot. Also, Abby came in and ate pretty much all of them, so they were good. She couldn't even tell I added instant potatoes. I think these hacks were great though. I still firmly believe the foil in the cooler works. I just didn't do it right somehow, knowing me. Human error. But other than that, I love you guys so much. There are so many hacks. If you think you've ruined something, just Google it. I'm sure you haven't. And also, there's so many different ways to do everything. This isn't even Thanksgiving hack. This is just a feast hosting a dinner hacks. All right, I love you guys so much. Please subscribe to see videos every Tuesday on this channel. Like this video if you liked it. Please comment below if there are other hacks or products or things, websites, I don't care, that you want me to test so that you don't have to. Also check out my vlog channel where I am doing Vlogmas. I vlog and post every single day. It's a lot. It's a lot of me. Make sure you're also checking out my podcast on YouTube, Rachel Uncensored, and then my podcast with my sisters, Sweet and Salty Sisters, over on our Patreon. TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, links are all below. I love you guys so much, and stay awesome, possums. You're beautiful, bye!
You just watched Rachel's video. She probably put links on the screen to self-promote, like pics of herself and subscribe to see more, and trying to get you to buy from a merch store. Hey, don't hate the player, hate the game. She gotta make that money, honey, we're all the same. Well, except she's gay. Don't you support the LGBTQIA? Then subscribe today.